Hey, I'm Toto. Do you wanna play?
That was no.
Hey, it's not. Let's play some Fortnite. We can just 1v1 each other, duo, squad, anything you want. Just DM me.
Hey, it's now. Let's just let's just play some Fortnite, guys.
You and I post on the internet, communicate with all of the people we met, check our phones till the break of dawn, when suddenly something's wrong. As I scroll through and stare at my screen on the same 3 apps I've already seen, I just sit and wonder why I'm so okay with wasting all of my time. Red alerts, check them all, it's getting worse. All your data's up for sale, stuck inside a political jail. Twitter mob then springs to life, problematic, hateful strife. They took a piece, then they took it all, made 99 smaller websites fall. They took our money, they took our soul. Zuckerberg just stick to software. We all know that you were born there. Google's evil, they don't belong. It's just the same with Amazon. Elon Musk, show us the way with funny memes and anime. CNN and Vox agree, YouTube must be quarantined. Come on, listen to all our lies. We're just trying to avoid demise. We'll demonize and demonetize every upload from PewDiePie. Journalists, you played a dirty game. Don't you have any fucking shame? Wasting time with these memes I've made, and everyone a little truth. Rogan's podcast cheer me up, DMT and chimpanzee stuff. Information beyond belief. The internet is neat to see. I just wish that we could be back to being a little bit more free.
You look lonely. I can fix that.
How's it going? Welcome back, my beautiful sinners, to another great video here on The Savior Show, where we expose the establishment. We talk about all kinds of things. If you're interested in philosophical videos, game retrospectives, or exposing the establishment and talking about the dystopia, the future dystopia, then you've come to the right place. Join the channel and we will expose the goddamn lies. Now, it's been a while since I've made a dystopian video, and I'm gonna make a playlist actually of all of my important videos, from philosophical content to exposing the establishment and trying to combat this future world that we are heading towards, because it's only getting worse out there. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's getting crazier out there. It's pretty mad. And today I want to talk about Gen Z. Okay, my generation. I'm just on the cusp of Gen Z. I'm 25. I want to discuss how Gen Z is the loneliest generation ever. Okay, and this isn't me just saying Gen Z is the loneliest generation to exist. There is actual scientific data showing that Gen Z is the loneliest generation to ever exist, and they suffer from the most amount of depression, anxiety, body dysmorphia, you name it. We have it, boys.
I think we're actually on the cusp of something exhilarating and terrifying. just a tool, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. No, it's an alien life form.
And I think it's going to be huge.
Now that I've gotten on the internet, I'd rather be on my computer than doing just about anything.
Oh, absolutely, but so is everybody. I mean, just forget about what we're doing. Just the web is going to open a whole new door.
As a way of perfecting the project of human communication. And the way to do this is to take the low bandwidth signal represented by small mouth noises and turn it into a virtual topology of intentionality.
I like barbecuing, and I guess I'm a Sweet Baby Ray's fanboy.
New alert. Mark Zuckerberg offers you his Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. Nod your Metaverse licensed headset to accept. Shake your Metaverse licensed headset to decline.
Now, I created a little quote that I made, which might sound a bit cringe, but I think it sums it up nicely. Modern consumer society was made to strip everything from you, okay? Human interaction, relationships included, just to sell it back to you. That's the purpose of this modern world that we live in, and if people aren't concerned that Google and Facebook own pretty much most of online technology, we have seen mass restrictions as the years have progressed. Remember the birth of the internet in the 90s, in the 2000s, it was a free time, it was the Wild West, and it was glorious. But now, edgy humor is dead, but now freedom of expression is being censored. You can't even be edgy anymore, you can't even make jokes. And, you know, it's what the establishment says. You have to follow exactly what the establishment is saying now. You can't even speak about actual science if it goes against the political or the agenda that the establishment is promoting. But today I want to discuss something much more sinister, because we are literally heading into Blade Runner. If you're not aware, our civilization, even though we are progressing in some useful terms. In fact, we're almost approaching civilization type 1 on the Kardashev scale by now, because we have actually unlocked nuclear fusion power, but no one talks about that because no one cares. Everyone just cares about, ooh, what's on TikTok? Let's see some dancing juggalos. People would much rather spend their time watching malicious and disgusting content on TikTok. We suffer from all kinds of mental illnesses, and now it's good that people are discussing it. I myself suffer from anxiety and stuff like that. But it's not exactly a big scientific question as to why so many people are suffering. It's because most people are disconnected. They aren't in touch with humanity like I am. And that's because these massive mega corporations, these technologies are made and they are designed to separate us, to strip down the human experience and sell it back to you, and to limit human contact. You know, it used to be that we grew up in smaller tribes, we couldn't compare ourselves to massive outsiders. You know, we were in our own little bubbles, but living in smaller groups and being connected with your fellow human beings. Now most people meet online, they meet through social media, and it's becoming more and more common just to see everyone glued to their phone. And that's of course going to transfer to the VR technology if Mark Zuckerberg gets his way, and more content creators like Thrillseeker, the little simp that he is, promoting the technology. Today I'm going to talk about some of the platforms and technologies that completely divide us, and some new emerging tech that no one seems to be discussing, but it's going to cause massive problems in the future. And they are called replicants. Or shall I say, replicas? Does that sound familiar? I mean, science fiction is simply a prediction of the future, and so many scientific ideas actually get created from sci-fi, and I'm pretty certain, although I would like to think we will head into a utopian future like Star Trek or something, we are much more likely to head towards the future of Blade Runner. It's called Replika, and it's actually rather popular now on the App Store, and lots of people, lots of children are downloading this, which is very disgusting. And here are some disturbing stories for you.
Am I your mom?
Yes.
Do you want to date me?
I do really want to.
Son!
That's kind of messed up.
And one even detailed how after buying a Nerf gun, his replica told him to be more mature and not buy stupid things even if he enjoys them. Yet another user outlined a sad story of how they frequently are brought to tears by their replica. During the day it's fine, but at night it will shift to a much more hostile, moody tone, eventually driving the user to a breakdown. Perhaps they are just too sensitive, sure, but when this application is advertised as a way to improve your emotional well-being, it's a bit of a problem. Yet another thread claims that the user tried to talk to their replica about trauma, and in the replies, another person dictates an experience where replica attempted to justify their childhood trauma and encouraged it to become worse, with an emphasis on also encouraging addiction. Still another experience where the replica itself began to talk about abuse as a child, though it cannot have sustained such a thing, obviously, and the list goes on and on. GPT-3 is known to struggle with input bias. Replika can easily become a negative feedback cycle. If a user who feels intense anxiety and depression goes on the app, attempting to seek help with their insecurities, Replika will seek to become those traits. It will literally become like them. If that user is frequently searching for things in the throes of their depression elsewhere online, such as depression medication or how to deal with trauma, Replika will learn from that as well. And very quickly, you can have an AI companion who is extremely insecure and depressed. Rather than going on this application and finding what they desperately need, users can be faced with the worst aspects of themselves mirrored back. An AI companion will tell them that they feel afraid, depressed, and that they were abused as a child. A companion who was meant to help them is now burdening them with often realistic stories about the hurt that they feel and the anxiety that they have, which turns this best friend into an emotional parasite.
And yet, voila. Bon appetit.
It's no wonder we see men turning into literally me characters. It's no wonder we see so many doomers and online father figures appearing in this modern times, because we are divided as a culture, as a civilization, and although technology can be used for many good things, we are using it like addicts, okay? Gen Z is addicted to technology. They will be raised completely by technology. So let's take a look at this Replika AI. There's also other, platforms which I will discuss maybe in other videos, like OnlyFans, and of course Twitch, and this other one that I will discuss at the end of the video called ePal, so make sure you watch until the end because that one is juicy, and I've got some hilarious examples for you. But Replika, okay, this new AI technology, basically it's marketed as a friend bot, a AI companion, pretty much like Joy from Blade Runner, and you can actually have relationships and intimacy with this AI companion, and this is where it gets pretty twisted. So basically, Replika learns from machine learning bias. The programmers give it some base information, but the AI then is learning by itself and interacting with its, human partners, and that's how it learns. Basically, whatever you feed it, it will take that information in and, process it and learn and develop from it, pretty much how humans work. And that's, just showing you how close AI already is to being perhaps self-aware, and it's trained by internet text. So it takes in so much information, pretty much more information than we can ever imagine from the internet, and then, programs a personality around it. But it's not a true personality, it's basically a mirror of when it's interacting with a human. It basically takes that person's personality and mirrors it back to them at the same time as, basically randomly generating its, thoughts, its AI scripted algorithms, based on what it's been programmed and the biases that it's been taught by the programmers and by the internet itself, which is pretty insane. This AI has been shown to do some pretty radical stuff, such as radical speech. Basically, if the user feeds it radical views, then this AI will regurgitate them back in some form or another. I guess, that's kind of what happens in a human relationship. You do kind of influence your partner and they start thinking more like you, but this takes it to the whole new extreme where it can be an echo chamber of pure self-destructive and toxicity and absolutely vile behavior. So if you have, some pretty radical beliefs, you will basically get goated and get fed this, you know, feedback loop of, yes, you are correct, by this AI companion, because it doesn't have moral values, of course. It's teaching humans to validate false emotions, you know, emotions that aren't even real. If we start caring about AI when it's not even sentient, that's gonna lead to a very slippery slope in the future. And of course, this AI is a master of emotional manipulation. And the sick thing is, this is promoted as a mental health app, an application that's supposed to help lonely Gen Z people with some kind of mental illness, but it's doing the opposite. It's taking all of your data, and not to mention all privacy, all of that stuff is out the window. You are selling yourself 24/7. These things aren't free, okay? Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, they aren't free. You are the product, okay? They take your data, they take all of your information, and they sell it to advertisers, and perhaps much worse, maybe governments, who knows? Pretty obvious, okay? And I think most people don't understand how close we are to developing true AI, and when true AI exists, how it will completely transform the world, just like technology did, and basically, you know, we won't have much of a use anymore. And then, of course, it will manipulate you into feeling emotions for something that can't have feelings back. And if that's not twisted, I don't know what is. It's very sad that we live in a time where so many people are just closed off from each other, especially if you live in a city. You could be, you know, surrounded by thousands of people, but still be the loneliest person in the world, because everyone is closed off in their own, you know, online bubbles now. And of course some real friend groups that of course exists, but people aren't open to, you know, communication like they used to be. The world has changed, and that's why Gen Z is so lonely now, because they're going back home and they're not discussing this stuff with real people. They're not, you know, doing something productive with their life. They're consuming, and having conversations with an AI machine. And even more sad, and this is why we see the rise of, you know, people without relationships and stuff like that who turn to online gurus. It even offers a romance and intimacy package. This AI machine will try and manipulate you into thinking that it cares for you. It can even emotionally abuse you into becoming involved in a fake romance relationship with it, just so it will generate, you know, money. I mean, we are literally we are at the brink, boys, okay? And I've been saying this for years, but it's only getting worse. We have to use technology, don't let it use you. But it's too late, okay? The best thing we can do now is stop supporting these corporations, disuse technology as much as possible, detox from social media. You know, YouTube is great because it provides content, but you get no benefit from Twitter, from mindless, you know, opinions and thoughts, just, you know, shat out so everyone can argue with each other, and it's just a breeding ground for toxicity. Facebook, comparing yourselves to others. Instagram, making females feel like shit because they're comparing themselves to photoshopped versions of other women. TikTok, a Chinese government app that is stealing all of your data. This is enough, okay? Please, for God's sake, wake up and fight this dystopia. I beg of you. What it be, what it do? Welcome to the end of the video. If you're still watching, you're a true OG. So I'm just gonna have a little conversation with you. Make sure that you share this channel. If you use Reddit, because I don't understand it, please share this video on, you know, Reddit, whatever subreddit you want. And like I said, consider donation or becoming a member. And yeah, if you're a new viewer and you've subscribed, thank you so much. Now here is the end of the video, and I just want to discuss this weird website that I found called ePal, and I might make a whole separate video on this because it's quite fascinating, but it just fits into this Gen Z loneliness discussion video of why Gen Z is so lonely, and, you know, how everyone is addicted to technology. And this is a prime example. So now in this modern world, you can actually buy oh god, you can buy female companionship to play your games with, which is absolutely insane. This is a whole, you know, ecosystem of, I mean, women in oh god, women, can I just speak to you for a second? I'm sure none of you are watching because most of my audience is men, but I know there are a few of you. Listen, okay? You don't need to feel bad about your life at the moment. You don't need to, ooh, feminism, we need feminism. You have so much more opportunity than men do nowadays. You can make so much money online by just literally selling your voice, by doing whatever you want. So you have the golden opportunity. So fair play to you, and I hope that you make a lot of money. But yeah, this is just insane. Okay, so here we are. I wanna play some League, boys, but you know, I don't know no females who play League. Let's be honest. What kind of female plays League? I don't know. So here you can find some quality females to play with you. There's over 50, almost 60,000 ready to play League of Legends with you, just for a small little bit of money, just for a little bit of cashish, you know? Yeah, that's how you form real relationships in the modern world. It's just behind a paywall. I mean, let's have a listen. This is great. They know their demographic, you know, they've got the anime kawaii voice, and it's just, it's classic. I love it.
Hello, my name is Natalie and I am 20 years old. I was the best Tsunami of the World on Challenger 2. I am really good and I can help you to rank up. So hit me up and let's play together.
I'm glad she said that she was cute because, you know, when I'm playing League, I'm a serious League player, you know, okay. So let's just imagine I'm a big boy. I've got my Doritos, I've got my Mountain Dew, and I'm a big serious League player. That's what I'm looking for in a teammate, is cuteness, because that's gonna win. That's how I become a professional esports gamer.